All right, welcome everyone. We're going to get started in just another second here. But as you're coming in, this is an interactive experience. We have a guest speaker on our Meet a Local program. So more about that in just a minute. But go ahead and start letting us know where you're watching from today so we can let our guest speaker know who she is speaking with. And then that way we can get to your questions a lot easier as well. So go ahead and you can start sending in your questions. Let us know where you're watching from now so I can give you some shout outs. And well, let's get going. All right, all right, all right. Welcome, explorers. We are live from Portland, Maine. Let's do it. All right, welcome everyone. You are watching Learn Around the World's Meet a Local. So this is a guest speaker series. That means we are getting guest speakers to come on and talk to us live from international locations and even from inside of the country. We're looking and we'll have people coming in from immigrant communities as well. And so our whole goal with this program is for you to make a connection with someone, for you to meet someone and speak to someone live in another place. And you can ask them anything that you want to about what life is like in their homes and where they live. So on today's program, we have a very special guest with us today. We have Vanessa with us. Vanessa is a Canadian living in Germany, currently in the UK. There's a lot of things going on right now with locations, and she's going to explain a little bit more about that as well as we get going on. But Meet the Local is brought to you by learnaroundtheworld.com, bringing you virtual field trips and guest speakers just like today from all around the planet. And again, our goal for everyone today is to hopefully see something that inspires you, hear something that inspires you, and we encourage you to don't stop the learning after our program. So take this opportunity. If you hear Vanessa tell you anything cool or anything that like really sparks your mind, go out there, get your parents to help you for our younger audiences, or message your teachers where to find those primary sources, and go out there and keep that learning going. So really learn about a place. So after today, you're going to have a personal connection with the places that we are talking about. So where are we talking about today? Well, we begin all of our programs at Learn Around the World, no matter if it's a guest speaker or a virtual field trip, talking about locations because location matters. It's important, explorers, that we know where we're coming from as a person and as a cultural individual to where we're going to learn about. So I always ask you to compare your home to these places that we are seeing or listening or hearing about. How are these places similar? How are these places different from our homes? And then what are some explanations? Is it the climate? Maybe it's the political system. Maybe it's just they have a whole different set of resources available to them in their country and in their culture. So always be asking yourselves and dig deeper, explorers. Also, speaking of knowing where you come from, many of you are watching from the United States today, and we always start off our programs acknowledging we're coming to you live from Portland, Maine today. We are on ancestral land of the Wabanaki people. That means if you come from anywhere in North or South America and you're not a native person, you are on ancestral land right now. And so part of knowing yourself and your own culture is knowing whose land you're on, because those people, explorers, are still around today. So I encourage you, if you don't know who that is, go find out who that is later today, who is the ancestral land that you're living on, and try to learn a little bit more about those people. All right, so Vanessa's going to introduce her home more, but I do want to give you a visual of where we're going today. And we are headed, or I believe she's going to talk a lot about Germany today. And so as we zoom in here, Germany is located in Europe, and we are going to Mans, and I believe, if I'm saying that correctly, Mans, Germany, and Vanessa can correct me if I am incorrect, but this is where we're going today. So if you want to Google it and find out more, get some more images about where Vanessa currently resides and where she works, then she will tell you all about her experience here today, and don't be afraid to go and research more about it. So if you like a traditional political map, this is where we're going today, explorers. We're talking about Germany. Some of the neighbors, we have Poland, the Czech Republic, Austria, Switzerland, the Netherlands. So lots of bordering nations to Germany as well, right in Central Europe. All right, so it's enough of talking about me, explorers. I'm going to introduce our guest speaker today, which is Vanessa. Vanessa welcome to the show. And I'm going to put you on the big camera. There you go.
Hi,
All right. Can you
everybody.
tell us where you're from and a little bit about yourself, Vanessa?
I'm a Canadian, actually. So I grew up on the west coast of Canada, lived more recently in Toronto, but right now I'm working and living primarily in Mainz, actually, is how you say it. It's confusing. In Mainz, Germany.
All right. Mines. And what do you do for your job in Mines?
I'm a teacher at the university here. It's called the Johannes Gutenberg University. So if you know what a printer is and a printing press, that's where it was invented.
Ooh, awesome. So if anyone watched the recent Little Women movie, they had a printing press in there that was really cool.
Good.
All right. So the roots go back far. All right. So I'm going to give some shout outs here. So Vanessa, you are speaking today with students from Waterville, Maine. Shout outs. Let's see. Tabernacle, New Jersey is in the house. Autumn and James are here from Michigan. Lots of folks from New Jersey. Mrs. Moody's class is here, or sorry, Monday's class is from New Jersey, Ohio, New Jersey, Tabernacle. Kinnick is from Council Bluffs. Cam is in the house from Ohio. Let's see, we have Tabernacle, New Jersey. Charlie is in the house. Olivia is tuning in from Washington. Let's see, Aiden is coming in from Waterville, Maine as well. Kim from Illinois and her students are joining as well. Lots and lots of folks. And Miss Monday, your students are definitely sending you some love in the chat as well. All right, so welcome everyone. So as we go along today, definitely send in your questions as you have them for Vanessa. So what we're gonna do, our format for today's program with Meet a Local is Vanessa's gonna share with us a little bit about her home in Germany, tell us maybe possibly about some food and some sights, and she's gonna walk us through some visuals here. We're gonna do that just for a couple of minutes, and then the rest of the time is all Q&A. This show is for you, so anything that you have to ask Vanessa about what it's like to live in Germany, especially as someone from Canada. If you have any questions about Canada, right? So we can ask lots of different questions today. There is no rules to this. Let's just get right to it. I will stop talking and show your pictures, Vanessa, and then we can get going. All right, so here we go. What are we looking at?
We are looking at a traditional Mincer breakfast there. So on Saturdays, usually most of the people in my city, it's a pretty small city, go down to the market and this is what you'll order. So it's basically you've got a bread roll there, traditional Mincer sausage, and some scent, which is mustard.
All right, looks delish. All right.
Yeah, so this is the market really. So you can pick up, all your fresh vegetables and fruits. Everything is local and from farmers nearby. So they all meet here every Saturday. And this is a very famous chicken, I guess, who people like to visit. I think she is always there, actually. I think always. Every time I've been. And so you can get a picture with her and she sort of hangs out there with her eggs, and they're really, really great eggs as well. So this is the kind of the main square in Mainz.
All right, and does it have a name? Does this chicken have a name? Do you know?
I'm actually not sure. That's a great question. I should have asked.
All right, explorers, let us know in the chat box. Do you have any famous farmers market animals in your hometowns or famous animals? I'm curious to know. Let us know. Also, we do not play Kahoot on our guest speaker series. So we're going to be asking questions. It's all about questions today and Q&A. All right, so a lot of people are saying no. All right, so let's continue on then.
Oh, right. So this is a stoplight in Mainz. These little figures, this is called a Mincer Mansion. So it's like these little male characters. Mainz has a soccer team that they're very, very proud of in the Bundesliga. And so if you follow European soccer or football, what they like to call it, this is one of the, I guess, mascots, and they appear on a lot of the lights in Mainz. So there'll be a green one walking, or you've got this cute little red one here when you're stopped.
I love that. I wish the stoplights over here looked like that for crosswalks.
I mean, I bet you can imagine what this is. This is Fritz Cola, so it's basically German Coca-Cola, and it's so great. You can get so many different flavors, but this is the classic version. It's from Hamburg, Germany, which is in the north. And yeah, it's just great. You pick up a Fritz Cola, go sit in the park. This is a picture from Berlin, actually, in the summer last year. I feel like this is a really traditional kind of food in Germany that comes from Berlin originally. It's called a currywurst. So you can see there's curry powder right on top of this sausage. You can get different kinds of sausage, vegan ones too, vegetarian ones, all different kinds. And they put this kind of curry sauce on it and then curry powder. The sauce is kind of like a ketchup, I would say. And then you usually have it with, they would call them pommes. So basically French fries. It's great.
All right. So if any explorers are back again from our guest speaker yesterday with Rebecca, which I think is here, saying hi, Vanessa. Looking forward to hearing all about Germany. I think that's
Nice.
Rebecca. Maybe it's a different Rebecca. And so it is me. She's saying, all right. So
Yay.
right. So in the UK, they would be called chips, and so
Right.
that we learned yesterday. Awesome.
Oh, this is a picture from a Christmas market. So I'm not sure if maybe in your towns, explorers, if you've ever been to a Christmas market. A lot of them originate from Germany or Poland and the Czech Republic. But this is a picture of sort of a typical stand at a German Christmas market. And I have a mug with me actually today to show you as well from one of those. But you can get your gingerbread, kind of a classic German treat there. They've also got, you can see Mandeln there. So that would be almonds. So they're kind of candied almonds, a bunch of different kind of nuts. So if you're a fan of nuts, they've got what you need for sure.
All right. Did you want to show your mug now or wait on
I
that?
can, sure, yeah.
All right,
Why
let's
not?
go right to you. Let's put you up on there. Since we're talking about it, show
Here's
that
my
mug off.
mug. Right, so this one is from Frankfurt. So where I live in Mainz is very close to Frankfurt, maybe just outside by about 20 minutes on the train. And you can see it's sort of got some of the classic figures, right, that you might imagine. And when you go to the Christmas market, you'll pay sort of a deposit on one of these, maybe €2, and you can either keep the mug and then just get whatever drinks you want in the mug, carry it around. So, you know, sort of hot apple cider, mulled wine, whatever you like. And you can keep this as a souvenir. It usually has the year somewhere on it, and they change every year. So it's kind of a nice souvenir.
Oh, that's cool. And we have a question in the chat to do you know the German name for the actual market itself?
Yeah, it's well, the Christmas market is Weihnachtsmarkt. So it's just here, Weihnachtsmarkt. You can see it on there.
Okay.
So Weihnacht is going to be Christmas. And then, I mean, you can kind of recognize some of the words, right?
Right.
Market is not far off. Yeah.
Right. So it's literally Christmas market in German.
Literally. Yeah. And each town will have their own, you know, so you can really travel around and go to all the different Christmas markets, and they'll have kind of like a fair, different rides and things as well. So it's great.
Right. And Jocelyn is saying she loves gingerbread, by the way.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
and someone wants to know how is your German?
Oh, it's not great. You know, I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm using Duolingo. Do any of you know about Duolingo? So
I use Duolingo. Anyone have the Duolingo app out there?
I recommend it if you're interested in learning German. You can just get some basic words and phrases there. French, yeah.
RJ does. Olivia's learning French. Okay, who's learning a new language? Just let us know if you're learning a second or third or fourth language. So we love learning languages here. Let us know if you're learning a language out there as well. All right, and what's your favorite drink to drink it with your mug? Are you a coffee person, hot chocolate, what tea? What do you do?
Oh, it's tough. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely a coffee drinker. You can see the mugs are kind of small, right? They're pretty cute. Like if I look at this is so like a regular coffee mug. These are, you can get these at Starbucks when you travel, basically. So this is the German one, and that's a Christmas market mug. So they're a bit tiny, but really nice for mulled cider, mulled wine. Great.
All right, great. So we'll go back to some of these pictures, and as we do so, there's lots of language learners out there. So we have people studying French, Italian, Spanish. Rebecca is still working on her Korean,
Yeah.
Spanish. Let's see, French and Spanish. All right, Spanish in school. Monique is studying Spanish, Russian. Awesome. Espanol. Okay, let's get real with it. Okay,
That's great.
great. Thank you for sharing, everyone. Jennifer's learning Japanese. Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow.
All right, so what do we have? Oh, what do we have here?
Oh, this is, well, it's actually a pretty recent event. So this would be in February of every year. I think some of you are familiar with Carnival, and the Carnival season, particularly in, where is it? Where do you have it in America? In Louisiana?
New Orleans, yeah. It's called
That's
Mardi
right.
Gras, but yes, it's Carnival.
Mardi Gras. So we have the same kind of thing here, but Mainz is very famous for their carnival events. Mainz and Cologne, these two kind of almost sister cities in Germany. So this is a picture from the carnival. You'll have a bunch of different bands that play in it. This is a cat band.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, so for our explorers that have studied about South America, if you're familiar with Carnival in Brazil, how big it is there. So it's definitely a worldwide event for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Right, German castle. If you just hop onto the Rhine, you could see that river. When Brandon showed us the picture of where Mainz is, there's this big river running through Mainz, and that's called the Rhine. So along the sides of the river, if you take a boat or a train to Cologne, a neighboring city, then you'll see castles like this sort of just dotting the landscape as you go along. And you can go up to some of them. Some of them are hotels, some of them have cafes, and some are still homes. So those people don't let you visit.
And Rebecca's saying that's a little creepy looking. Is this is it like a haunted house? What is this one here? Is this a hotel or bed and breakfast, or do you know?
I think this one was a hotel. I don't know if it still is, but yeah, I mean, it's about 20 minutes from where I live, really close by. Yeah, I mean, they do have kind of a spooky look now that you say that. A lot of them have a lot of the turrets, and they're quite dark usually. Yeah. Does anyone recognize this woman?
All right. So do we have any guesses out there?
Yeah, any guesses?
Let's see. Liam saying no. Jennifer saying yes. Big Liz. Rebecca
Liz.
saying. Looks like we have a local Big Liz. Queen Elizabeth. It's Queen Elizabeth II. No, nope. Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth. Looks like we're about half and half with everyone right now.
Yeah. Yeah, we can call her Big Liz, Queen Elizabeth II, right? The Queen of England. This is one of the floats in Mainz's Carnival Parade. So you saw the cats and the cat band. There'll be all different kinds of themed bands playing, and then you'll have these very political floats. So this one is from last year, so it was about Brexit. If you know about the decision to leave the European Union, voted for by the British people, right? The people in Mainz really, they want the UK to stay. So they were, I think, quite sad to see them go. So they had this particular float kind of, showing, you can see in the picture there, Brexit no, Brexit yes, kind of the argument, right?
All right. And for those, maybe our younger explorers, and we don't have to go a lot into it, but Brexit was just the idea of the UK leaving the European Union, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe so. Rebecca can say more.
Join in. She's saying that Queen Elizabeth is going to be on TV this Sunday to talk to the country. And so I
Be nice to
imagine
hear
there's a
from
lot
her.
of there's a lot of political leaders doing that these days. Let's see. How do the homes in Germany compare to the homes in, say, the US? So, for example, are there single family homes? Are they more apartments that people live in? Or is it just really a difference between urban and rural areas?
That's a great question. From what I've noticed and the people that I know, it's a lot more apartment living. They do have single family homes. The place that I rent now, actually, I live partially in a single family home. but it's kind of been turned into these apartments. So I think it used to be more this single family home situation, but now a lot of them have been, those big houses have kind of been cut into apartments, and people seem to prefer kind of a smaller, um, more simple lifestyle, I guess.
All right. And Nick wants to know, as we get a long shot from this castle and we can kind of see some weather, what's the typical weather like? Let's say now it's springtime. What's the typical weather like these days?
It's starting to get nice. So I'm in Celsius. I don't know Fahrenheit.
Oh,
So
let's help.
as a
I'll convert it.
so you can convert for me. Right now, maybe 15 degrees. Most days, pretty sunny.
All right. So that's about 59 degrees, about 60 degrees, explorers in the US. When are we going to get on the metric system? This is too confusing.
Come on. Come on.
All right, great. And so looks like that was our last one there. So let's do this. Let's just explorers. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna go just lightning round here. And any questions that you have, let's just open it up. We'll try to keep them to, let's say, Germany at first, and then of course we are going through unusual times. So if I already see some questions about being stuck at home, if there's any particular things. Right now you're stuck in the UK, is that correct?
I am.
Or are
I
you
am
back
in. I'm in Nottingham. Yes, my partner lives here, so I am in Nottingham, England. If anyone's familiar with Robin Hood, that is his home.
Nice. So so when you stop hanging out with the in the Sherwood Forest, when will you be allowed? Do you know, or is it kind of just day by day right now?
Right now, it's day by day. I was supposed to go back because we have a semester at the university that starts April 20th. So I was supposed to go back next week, but my flight's been canceled. They're obviously telling everyone to just stay home. So my semester will be taught online mostly anyway. So I think that right now it's better for me to just stay here with my partner and wait and see.
Okay, so do you know from your friends back in Germany, Jacqueline wants to know, are the kids learning from home? Do you know what's happening with school? I know you work in college, so I don't know if you have connections with friends with kids or not.
Yeah, my friends that have kids, yeah, they're at home. So doing programs like this is a great program to pay attention to. A lot of them are kind of being schooled from home. But I think the systems are different there in that you can't just start a kind of private school in the way that you maybe can in the United States or Canada. So I think a lot of them are doing kind of just a lot of homework. And it seems anyway from my friends that I speak to. But yeah, they're all at home, no schools.
All right, Olivia wants to know, during the Christmas market, are there long lines? So is it extremely popular?
Certain times of the day, for sure. You know, Friday night, Saturday night, the lines can be pretty long. It can be pretty crowded, but there's always another Christmas market not far. So you just have to wander to a different square in the city or hop a train for 15 minutes to the next town and you can find one, and they can be a lot quieter.
And what's a typical school year like in Germany, meaning beginning and ending? So in the US, typically it starts in either August or September and ends either in May or June sometime.
Mm. As far as I know, and I'm speaking mostly to the university context, but I think it's the same with primary school and et cetera, is that the semester starts in October and they go till February, and then there's a break. You get a Christmas break, a short one, and then you come back in April, and you go April till July, August, and then you get about 2 months from mid-August to mid-October off. So it's very different.
Okay. And let's see, what are some of your favorite things to do in your city? So what do you like? What do you enjoy? What do you typically do on your free time when you're not working?
Oh, when I'm not working, yeah.
Probably not a lot.
There's like some really, beautiful places to visit along the Rhine River. So I love going to that market that I showed you all, doing those kind of things that feel sort of very German, I guess. Going to the different markets. They have different flea markets as well that you can check out. And I love trying different breakfast places. There's a couple great breakfast places because a German breakfast is very different, right, than an American or Canadian breakfast. It's a lot of bread, meats and cheeses, olives, this kind of thing. So I really enjoy that quite a bit.
Okay, so I want to get this question in. So Gavin's doing a research project on Canada, and he wants to know, do you like, can you see the chat? Is it Nanaimo Bars?
Oh, Nanaimo Bars. Yeah.
Nanaimo
yeah.
Bars. Okay, so do
I
you
know
like
they-
those? And what are those?
Yeah, I mean, Gavin probably knows more than me. They're very popular. My mom used to make them. There's a town called Nanaimo in British Columbia. I don't know if maybe that's where they're from, but they're great. Gavin, do you know? I don't know if it's like chocolate and then there's some nuts in it. They're, little Nanaimo squares. Take them as a snack. They're great.
All right. And so back in Germany, is English commonly used in Germany? Do a lot of Germans know English, or is it strictly German speaking?
Great question. Yes. They learn English from the time that they start their education as really young kids, and some even before that at home. So they speak perfect English, which is why you kind of wonder how I can live there when my German is not very good. It's because everyone speaks such great English. Yeah.
All right. And just an update, Gavin actually made some of those bars this week, so
nice.
he probably does know more about them than you.
Probably, I'm sure.
Let's see. So, well, this question is that, so some people, there's a lot of questions about COVID-19. Obviously, we can't get away from that right now.
Yeah.
So I'll pose this question. So people want to know if you're allowed to go outside and for how long and what for. And so you can answer that question either where you're at right now in the UK, or if you know, is it different, the restrictions back in Germany right now, if you know, because you're not there?
I think in Germany, the restrictions are very similar to here, but maybe not quite as strict. It seems like the rules are the same, but from what my friends who I've been speaking to have been saying, there are still people kind of out and about a bit, but it seems to be very much just essential services. There's no restaurants or bars open or anything like that. And you really should only go outside to go to the doctor, the pharmacy, grocery store, or for your exercise once a day.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of questions about cookies and candy and things like this. So, is there so some people are asking, what do you call candy? So A, do you know the German word for candy? And B, follow up, do you know of a famous German candy? We maybe have to Google it if you do know. You may not know if you're not a candy person, but.
Yeah, this is tough because, I don't eat a lot of candy, but I can quickly translate it if you want, unless someone can do it faster than me. I don't know. I use my Translate app a lot, as you might imagine. Let's just it's probably something like, oh yeah, Süßigkeiten. So Süß is sweet, and I don't know about the rest of the word, but there we go. Yeah.
We'll trust it. We'll trust it from here. All right. And so I think it's a great time to really kind of make the point, explore. So when you find yourselves out exploring the world, it's a great idea. So a lot of people watching from the US today, and so you always want to attempt, even if you go to a country that many people do speak English, like Germany, a lot of students grow up going and studying English from very young. So a lot of their English is going to be better than your German, but you should always attempt first to speak the home or native language wherever you're traveling. That's just good manners. And more times than not, my experience is typically when their English is better than my language, if it's Korean or anything really, they're okay with doing that. But typically it's very respectful to try to use the home language or the native language, right? Okay, so we have lots of questions coming in, and we want to be respectful of your time, Vanessa. So how about this? I have a question I like to ask people from time to time. I know you're a very experienced traveler. Obviously, you're Canadian, living in
Mm.
Germany and in the UK right now. Uh, so do you have any advice or even just what you love about travel and learning about other cultures for all of our young explorers out there? How has travel or learning about others inspired or impacted you?
Wow, that's a big question. I guess, I love to travel because I study literature. So I love to read for any readers out there, anyone who loves fiction or nonfiction. So I always wanted to see these places that I had been reading so much about. So for me, a lot of it has been, if I read a book about, yeah, someone who lived in Korea or someone who's, if you read kind of your classic English novels, Jane Austen or something like that, maybe you want to see what those places look like. So for me, it was about kind of making that come true in some sort of way and having those experiences for myself. But I think it's also kind of like what you were saying, Brandon, that it's so important to be when we travel to be respectful and to be generous. And I think that traveling really teaches you to stay humble, and to understand that, especially if you are someone who's traveling, you have a very you're very fortunate, right? And so when you travel to a new place to really show that you respect that culture and you value what they have to say by either, yeah, showing that you learned a little German or whatever it is. I think it's all about that kind of humble generosity for sure for me.
All right, explorers. Well, let's in the chat box, everyone give a big old thank you to Vanessa for coming on today and sharing with us a little bit about her experience living in Germany. And now you all have a connection to Germany. So I hope you all, and a connection now to Canada as well. And I think one of the things I would like to touch on that Vanessa just told us is she was really hitting on that empathy aspect. And what we are going through right now, explorers, is we're all in this together. Everyone's hurting around the world, and so I think it's really more than ever really important. And I'm so glad that you're coming along with us and meeting people like Vanessa and Rebecca yesterday, and we have more people coming up on the show as well to really learn about other places and really make connections, because we're really going to have to work together to get through these hard times. But we will do it, and brighter days are ahead. And thank you, Vanessa. And have
Thank
a
you
great
guys.
day.
Thank you. Take care.
All right. Thank you, Vanessa. Have a great day.
Bye
Everyone
bye.
else, have a great day out there as well, explorers. Thank you for coming along with us and meeting Vanessa on Learn Around the World's Meet a Local. We have lots of more programs coming up. We have 2 more programs coming up today. If you want to come learn about the Pooh Paper Park or the Brooklyn Bridge, we would love to have you on at 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock today. If you love what we're doing and you want to be more a part of our schedule going forward, get some behind the scenes and some extra content, we're going to be launching a Patreon to help keep this virtual field trip marathon going for the next 2 months, and we would love to have you along in our community for that. That's going to be coming out later on today. Until next time, explorers, it's a great big world out there, so have a great day, keep exploring, and don't forget to wash your hands. Have a good time, explorers. Bye. Have a great weekend.